Coming up on Mountain News at 6, an immigration and customs enforcement agent discusses illegal immigration with lawmakers in Frankfort. And we'll hear from school officials with one school district about what they are doing to enhance safety.
And we had highs today in the upper 50s. We'll go back into the 60s for tomorrow, but there's a caveat to the forecast. Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Illegal immigration was a subject talked about in an interim legislative committee at the state capitol today. An agent who works to determine if people in jails are in this country legally or illegally told lawmakers of a tedious, ambiguous, and often convoluted process to find out if someone is deported. WYMT's Phil Pendleton explains it is even something that the political climate in Washington has a role in deciding.
And the reason I bring
an immigration and custom enforcement official told lawmakers that this is an issue addressed because of some who have already broken laws.
So this is just a simple ask of folks that are already in our local jails that are already causing problems within our communities.
ICE agent Jeremy Bacon says they work to address a lot of issues that there's not simple solutions to, and often there's limited people to do a lot of the work.
Here in Kentucky specifically, we only have 27 law enforcement officers to enforce the immigration laws throughout the entire Commonwealth and southern portion of Indiana.
The field office director says that they look at cases as to what's in the best public interest, but there is a lot that goes into that, and sometimes each situation has to be decided on a case-by-case basis. Some lawmakers wanted local answers to what's been on the forefront of a lot of national questions.
How many did we deport from Kentucky in that region?
I don't have that number, but that's something that I could probably do a little bit more research and report back to the committee.
What's the effect on children? Are we deporting any children from Kentucky? And if we're not, what happens when a parent is deported?
Every encounter that we have, we're asking the questions regarding children.
Bacon says it's all very fluid, and that has changed somewhat given the political climate. And it could change even more based on the recent presidential election. In Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Information gathered in meetings like this one will be used as lawmakers determine bills to be filed in next year's regular legislative session. A pregnant Kentucky woman is challenging the state's near total abortion ban in court. Mary Poe says she's approximately 7 weeks pregnant and argues the state's laws violate her rights to privacy and self-determination. The two laws, a 6-week ban and a trigger law, restrict abortion once fetal cardiac activity is detected. Poe, who is represented by the ACLU of Kentucky, says the ban has forced her to seek care out of state, creating significant burdens.
We had highs today in the mid to upper 50s, which is where we should be for this time of year anyway. 59 is our average high. Here's the latest with live pinpoint Doppler radar right now. You can see all is quiet across the area, but this will start getting a break as we go into the evening hours of your Wednesday, going into the day on Thursday, as another round of rain and a cold front will push its way through. Numbers for today played out like this. Made it to 58 in Jackson. Hazard made it to 59, 60 in Manchester as well as London. Somerset made it to 61, 10 cooler over towards the Clintwood area, where right now Clintwood is at 50. 47 is the current temperature in Grundy. We're at 50 in Hazard, 55 the Double Nichols in Manchester, 52 in London, 52 Irvine, Somerset, and Williamsburg checking in with 54 degrees. And we're cooler now as compared to 24 hours ago, between 5 degrees cooler to 14 degrees cooler. Look at Prestonsburg now, 14 degrees cooler than 24 hours ago. So when you wake up in the morning, some places will be a chilly, chilly morning. Look at Manchester, 32, 39 London, 39 Hazard, 41 in Jackson, as well as Prestonsburg. Pikeville will get down to 33 degrees. Now, coming up in the first alert forecast, we're going to talk about tomorrow, where we'll go back into the mid-60s and we'll increase the rain chances. That's coming up in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. In Estill County, authorities are asking for help after a recent string of structure fires. The Estill County Fire Department says there have been fires at 3 vacant structures on Winston Road since Sunday. 2 homes next to the vacant structures also had fire-related damage. No injuries have been reported. The cause for all the fires is unknown at this time. Anyone with information is asked to call the Estill County Fire Department at 606-723-2661. Also in Estill County, an investigation is underway involving a school employee. According to our sister station, Kentucky State Police confirmed they are following up on a tip regarding an Estill County schools employee and that there is an active investigation. We will update this story at WYMT.com when we learn more. 2 Eastern Kentucky groups received grants expected to make an impact on their communities and the region as a whole. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us where that money is going.
Redbird Mission was awarded more than $270,000 in grant money. The money will be used for their community.
This grant will allow us to set up 5 learning centers across Redbird Mission's campus. We've identified, of course, already spaces to where we can put it. It's going to fund the computers, going to fund Starlink hardware.
Community members will be able to access those resources and potentially online classes through several institutions throughout the mountains.
Our community can't wait. They need training, they need additional education to be able to have job opportunities here.
Crawford said they have a 1-year time period to implement the grant. Also receiving a very impactful grant, Alice Lloyd College. The Bill Gatton Foundation awarded them a $10 million endowment gift, their largest endowment gift in school history.
The endowment is going to be to fund our Caney Scholars Program, which is where we financially support our graduates to go on to graduate or professional school.
The Scholars Program can help advance dreams that students in the mountains have. Senior Colby Combs is looking to attend the University of Kentucky.
I'm really excited to be able to utilize this, just not only for the financial burden that it relieves off of me, but also it's a great opportunity for me to further my education.
Administrators say 83% of students receiving those scholarships eventually return to the mountains. In Knott County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
The Bill Gatton Foundation also recently awarded the University of Virginia's College at Wise more than $11 million in grant money for school initiatives there. The Johnson County School District announced a new safety initiative today, which will include bringing canines into the classrooms. WYMT's Buddy Forbes spoke with educators about the district's new partnership.
The Johnson County School District is planning to sniff out safer schools.
Schools themselves should be a safe haven for all students.
The district announced a new partnership Tuesday with plans to bring in a private company to have trained canines routinely search the campuses of Johnson Central High School and Johnson County Middle School.
And they will search classrooms, they will search locker rooms, they will search lockers, bags, vehicles in the parking lot.
Safe Schools Coordinator Matt Ratliff says the effort, combined with the school metal detectors, will help find vapes, firearms, drugs, and other contraband that could create issues for the kids who should be focused on their futures.
If a child doesn't feel safe, they can't understand those math problems. If a teacher is in her classroom or his classroom and they don't feel safe, they're not going to be the most effective that they can be in a classroom situation.
Johnson Central Principal Justin Arms says keeping the students safe is the most important thing the district can do, adding that students using vapes has been a growing concern.
We're finding it to be more of an epidemic, not only just here locally, but statewide and even nationally, regarding the use of the THC vapes and those type of things amongst high school age students. We've realized it's been a problem for some time.
Educators say the surprise searches are not about punishing students, but protecting them.
We're not looking to take anybody to jail. We want this to serve as a deterrent and to keep kids from bringing these things to school.
Hoping the canines will create a safer campus and community.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, the most precious resource that we do have is our children, and we're willing to do whatever we have to do to protect it.
In Johnson County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
District officials say they have received a lot of encouragement from families since announcing the news earlier today. The company will bring its canines 4 times every month, which will be split between the 2 schools at random. Governor Andy Beshear has unveiled a new initiative called New Kentucky Home. The marketing campaign combines tourism and economic development to attract new businesses, tourists, and residents to the Commonwealth. Governor Beshear unveiled it this afternoon at Keeneland.
Our new Kentucky Home is a comprehensive marketing initiative that'll reintroduce Kentucky to the rest of the world. It'll combine economic development, workforce, and tourism efforts, recognizing the crucial role that quality of life plays in the growth across our state.
The governor says in the past 3 years, the Commonwealth has broken tourism records. Johnson County is in the planning phases of a project to make a safer, more accessible pathway for its people to access the city of Paintsville. The Transportation Cabinet completed a congestion study on Route 321 in Paintsville and helped the city with plans to create a shared use path for walkers and those with mobility assistance devices. The path is expected to be 8 feet wide and nearly 1 mile long.
Which is where we have the congestion because folks have no passageway through there without being on the roadway, basically. And so it'll run 9/10 of a mile, and again, 8 foot wide with concrete and lit.
With the grant funding, Judge Executive Mark McKenzie says the county will only be paying approximately $35,000 of the nearly $5.9 million project. But he says the driver and pedestrian safety provided by the project is priceless. The project is slated to begin next fall. A well-known Eastern Kentucky educator has died. Nancy Sutton started teaching in 1975 at MC Napier High School. She was there until 1985. She then went on to teach at Hazard High School until 1989. Sutton then became the principal at Roy G. Everso Elementary. Later, she was a State Department consultant and worked for the Hazard City Board of Education. Here are the funeral arrangements for Sutton. Visitation will be from 5 until 8 p.m. on Thursday at Maggard's Mountain View Chapel. Her funeral will be on Friday at 11 a.m. also at Maggard's Mountain View Chapel. Nancy Sutton was 78 years old. A well-known Hazard businessman and a familiar face on WYMT commercials for many years has died.
Hey folks, spring is here and Hazard Furniture is springing with spectacular deals in every department.
Don Davis died on Sunday. He was the owner of Hazard Furniture and Custom Cleaners. He might be best remembered for his radio and those television commercials, some of which he would play characters or even have his children and others involved. He was also known for his love of music. A memorial service is expected to be held at a later date. Don Davis was 70.
All right, in the world of weather, sums it up right here. Roller coaster temperatures are going to go down, then are going to go back up, and then they're going to go down and back up again. Details in a few minutes.
And it's been 1 week since the election. We'll take a look at checking ballots to make sure everything worked like it was supposed to.